I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care.
Hi guys, welcome to these series of videos. What I'm going to do is, because I've had big demand for this, is people want to know more about my military journey and how did I get to the point of doing 2 Ironmans back to back, and what did that career look like, why did I do the training that I've done, some of the challenges that I faced. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to talk into this, which is probably one of my most, if not the most, single things I'm proud of. And the reason for that, it came at a really prominent time, and it was the foundations that I got off the back of passing P Company and being awarded this berry that has helped me achieve a lot of things which I have done. So I'm going to break that down, and through these series of videos I'm going to talk into each of the elements, why I actually done P Company. I'm going to talk into the build-up of it, the challenges I faced with injuries, getting my nose broken and my cheekbone broken and how I collapsed a week after passing. I'm going to talk into each of the 8 tests that you do throughout P Company, and then what happened for me after that, the journey after. So make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so you get the rest of the videos. And in this first video, I'm going to be talking into why I actually decided to do P Company. So why did I actually decide to do P Company in the first place? Well, actually, I need to rewind back quite a while before that. So joining the army for me, 1998, September 1998 was when I went in, and I just wanted to escape from my local area. I'd just had enough of being in the area. I'd had a relationship breakup and started to get involved with doing drugs and a few things like that, and I just thought I need to be away from this area. I need a clean break. The advantage that I had was going in at 21, as I was a little bit older than some of the other recruits, so people were going in sort of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and being 21, I was one of the older ones, and coming from the background that I had, where fitness was a big part of my life, I'd been pushed by my dad from a very young age. I kind of had an advantage, I would say, on some of the other recruits, and my mental robustness and physical strength that I had going into that, I probably did have an advantage. Going through training, I decided that I did want to do P Company. So when you go through training, you are in the engineers, which I was in. You're issued with a blueberry, and if you go on to do one of the more arduous training courses, such as the Commando course or P Company, you're then awarded a different colour berry. So for me, I always wanted to do that. It was always in my head that I would do P Company and that I would be issued that maroon berry. What I wasn't prepared for was going through my second phase of basic training. I got a really bad injury, sort of 4 weeks in. I picked up a bad knee injury, and rather than being smart with that and going sick and getting it looked at, I just carried on with it, which has been my mentality and probably one of my downfalls in life. And I just cracked on with it. And week 8, we done the CFT, which is an 8-mile loaded march. And the next day I woke up and my knee was just literally that badly swollen. I couldn't walk on it at all. I didn't have any choice then but to tell my instructors. When I showed them my knee and they had a look at it, they were like, wow, shit, that's bad. You need to go straight away at the med centre. So on going to the med centre, I was told straight away that I needed to go on the sick, and that this was going to be a long rehab programme, and that I would be pulled out of training. And for me, that was absolutely devastating, because I was one of the guys that was fittest in the troop. I was one of the older ones, and to be pulled out of training with only 2 weeks to go. So I'd done all of my first phase of training. I was in only the last 2 weeks of my second lot of training, and I was pulled out. And the worst thing about that was, things have changed a lot now, but back then if you went on the sick, you had to wear a piece of white tape on your clothing, and that basically stood you out as a sickie, and that's what you were referred to. So all of the instructors would call you sickie, get the bruise on, because you're no good to be in training, and you were publicly humiliated. And for me, going from one of the fittest lads, and I wasn't that person, and I understood why they'd done that. It was to prevent people from going sick, that if you went sick, that you would walk around on camp and you'd have this big piece of white tape on your clothing to make you stand out, and you were referred to as a sickie. And for me, that was really hard, because that's not who I was. I was mentally fit, mentally strong, and I certainly wasn't this sickie mentality identity that I was given. And that for me was really hard to watch my friends pass out, get issued their stable belts. And I was on rehab training with the other sickies for 10 full weeks until I could go back into training. Once I got back into training, I finished off the last 2 weeks, and I wanted to go earn that maroon berry, and the physio, the doctor and the RI all said to me that, look, if you go do P Company now, you're not going to pass it. Your body's only just built back up again. There's no way you're going to get through training of that level. And I was talked out of it. And that again for me was really difficult, because I did want to go on to do it. I ended up in my normal unit, but it was always in the back of my head about passing that. And 2006 was where I had a real change in my life. So I was at Training Reg. My job was as a physical training instructor, so I'd passed as a PTI, and my job was to take recruits through and get them to a certain level of fitness. And why I was on that, I had been training for something myself, which was to get into the Army Physical Training Corps, which was where your full-time job becomes an Army physical trainer. And I trained for that for 3 full years. I put everything into my preparation, my fitness. I left no rock unturned at all. And I went on to PT course selection, and I got to the end of the week, and I actually failed it. And for me, I was absolutely devastated. This was something that I wanted, and I wanted it really badly. I'd put a lot of effort into it. I don't think I deserved to fail, and I still believe that today. But a lot of it on PT course selection comes down to opinion. And if somebody thinks you're the right fit or not. And because I struggled with certain things, i.e. my English, which I make a joke of today, those things were looked at as if I wasn't at that level. And I get that, but again, it come down to somebody's opinion, and failing that, I was gutted. And I remember coming off the back of it and questioning myself a lot of, who am I? What's my identity now? Because this was something that I'd prepared for, and I'd give everything to. I don't think I could have put anything more into it, and I just failed it. And one of my friends at the time, who was an instructor at P Company, he said, maybe it's time to go do that course that you've talked about doing, because on P Company, there's no opinions. You're either good enough or you're not. It's physical tests. Nobody cares of your appearance and how you speak. You're either good enough or you're not. You'll either make the times or you won't. And I decided to do that literally within 1 week. I went to my boss and said, look, boss, there's a P Company course starting. Can I get on it? And my boss said to me, look, you're quite emotional right now. You've just put a lot of effort into this. I'm not recommending you go do it. And I said to him, I said, look, I really need to do this for myself. I need to do this. So my boss said, right, I want you to go take a few days off, go home, go relax, come back to me in a few days. And I rang my boss within 2 days of being on leave and just said, boss, I need to do this. You need to let me, give me that time off work to go do this course. And thankfully, I had a great boss in Bob, and he went and let me go do this training. So my boss, Bob Dunford, he was para-trained as well. He was wearing the maroon beret, and he let me go off and do the training. And at this particular time, the way that it's structured is, you'll go do 4 weeks of pre-para, which is designed to build you up and to weed out the people that aren't serious. So people going through training, there's probably around about 40 people, and maybe 15-20% of those will go on and attempt to do something like P Company or the Commando course, a very small amount. And again, out of those that actually go past it, it's probably about 40% of those 20% that are even attempting it. So very small numbers actually go all the way through. So I went and done my pre-para phase of it, which is very demanding, very testing. And I picked up an injury quite early in that. Went on to pre-para, I was told I could go on to that, and then you have another 2.5 weeks where during that sort of 6.5 weeks you're doing 2 sessions a day, so morning and afternoon, usually around about a 3-hour session on the morning and then about an 1.5 hour session on the afternoon, where you literally just push to the point where they're trying to break you. And if you get through that, you then go on to actually the P Company test, which is a series of 8 tests. And again, they're all designed to test you in different ways. And I'm going to talk into each of those particular tests. So the first part of P Company, one of the endurance events you do is something called a land and nod, referred to as hill repetitions, where you literally go round and round a loop for hours and hours just to mentally break you. And a lot of people off the back of that, they do end up getting a red card. If you get 3 red cards, you pulled off the actual event. So we're going to look at the first of those endurance events now, hill repetitions, which are also known to us guys as the land of nod.
There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Probably. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. My heroes have the heart to lose their lives. I wanna live. And all I remember is thinking I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. If there's no coincidence, I've come. And I can die when I'm done. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy.
Hi guys, hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe to the channel. In the description below you can book a strategy call with one of my coaches. You can download the book. Enjoy the rest of the video. So here we have one of the build-up sessions, which is the hill repetitions, where you're just going round and round and round. And basically they're just trying to break you mentally. It's just it's set there before you even attempt the test week to just physically break you. And what you're doing is you're going up a gradient which is just crazy. It's probably like a 1 in 3 or maybe it's even a 1 in 2. And you're just going round and round and round until the point where you physically can't take it anymore, and you just see people collapsing. One of the things which I done on this is you'll see on the video is the guy that's running past everyone on the downhills I massively used that to my advantage, because the staff, if they're caught up to you at the back, you would then go on the wagon. That's you off the actual event. You've got 1 red card. So I used the downhills to my advantage, and literally where I could was just gain as much momentum and get to the front of the group as I could. And you see that just going literally round and round and round. And this is one of the last endurance events before you actually go into the tests.